This is my Porcelain Rocket 52 Hertz frame bag, and as you can see, it's currently fitted to my ice cream truck. I originally bought this bag in 2019, and I bought it to fit on my Surly Troll. I had a large framed Surly Troll, and this is actually an extra large mountain bike sizing. I bought the extra large for the Troll because the Troll had a non-suspension corrected frame, which meant that it fit perfectly on that frame. On the ice cream truck, which is a large frame as well, the bag is actually a little bit too big, as the ice cream truck frame is suspension corrected. Still works quite well, and the beauty of having the extra large size in the mountain bike is that it fits perfectly on a large road bike or gravel bike, which is what I tend to use it on the most. I originally used it on the Surly Troll on my ride through Europe, down to Italy and down to Croatia, along the Swamp Thing and the Trans-Germany bikepacking route. A little bit of combination of bike touring and bike packing, which tends to be what I do. A little bit of a combination of both. I carry a little bit too much gear to be called true bike packing, but I try to keep it down so I can go off-road and off-route as much as possible. It's a well-constructed bag. It mounts to the frame with these Velcro straps. The straps along the front on the down tube can be moved so that they fit your bike. Unfortunately, the rear ones can't be moved and they are permanently attached, which I wish there was a daisy chain on the rear, the same as it is on the front down tube, so that you could move those to fit different bikes, but it still works quite well, and I haven't had any major problems fitting it on a range of different bikes. On the top, it mounts with two Velcro straps, which are also where the closing mechanism is. The bag doesn't have a zipper, but it is a roll top closure, which is good in a number of ways, and in some other ways it can be a little bit problematic. The best thing is that if you roll it 3 times and then close it properly with these straps, it is completely waterproof. And I can attest, after testing it in what was a really rainy summer in Europe in 2019 and all my other trips since then, that I've never had any problems with water getting in there if I close the bag properly. If I don't close it properly, well then, no guarantees. The roll top closure is really good in 2 ways. It's completely waterproof and it also doesn't wear out. With a zipper closure, which I've had on other couple of bags, they can break if you overstuff the bag or if you stress it, or they just wear out or they become difficult to use. The roll top closure is never going to have that problem. The only problem is that sometimes a zipper is just quicker to use. So that's its pros and cons. It's not quite as quick and easy to open and close as a zipper, but you can pack more in the bag. It's more expandable, and I would say this is definitely going to last much longer. It's made of a pretty rugged yet lightweight material. Some sort of I'm not sure what it is. It's a sort of a plastic coated Cordura or something. But it feels reasonably lightweight. The bag isn't especially heavy, and yet it feels very, very solid and reliable. And I've used it for a number of years and have had no problems with it whatsoever. It is possible to stuff a lot of stuff in here, probably too much. In the bottom, the section that is most difficult to use, I tend to put a spare tube and some tools and some heavy stuff, and then I fill it up with food, is usually what I use it for. And it works quite well for that. Food, and then possibly my tent poles only just fit in here for my tent, so that usually ends up being inside the bag as well. If you're in the market for a frame bag, this is one that I could highly recommend because it works well, it's quite functional, and it's quite easy to fit to a number of different bikes. The only thing you have to think about is if you really want to use a frame bag. Having used this on and off, I find that if I have the possibility to carry food in some other way, usually in a front pannier, I prefer to have my water bottles inside the main triangle. It's a pure preference thing, and as soon as I want to pack a lighter setup, I always come back to using the frame bag. I believe it's no longer sold by Porcelain Rocket directly, but I'll put a link in the description to whoever it is that's selling them at the moment. I'm afraid I don't remember right at this moment. If you're after a frame bag and you think it's the sort of thing that you're going to use, I can highly recommend this bag. I've had it for 4 years now. I've used it on 6 different bikes, and I've never had a problem with it at all. It's always been completely functional, and the only thing that stops me from wholeheartedly recommending it is that I don't always want to use a frame bag. But in the situations that I do want to use a frame bag, this is one of the best.